Did you think the P Diddy case couldn't get any crazier? Well, think again. Just as things are heating up, the lead prosecutor, Damen Williams, is stepping down. That's right. One of the most powerful figures in New York's legal system is walking away, and now everyone is asking the big question. What happens to the case now? Will justice be served? Or is this yet another example of the rich and powerful slipping through the cracks? Stay with us as we unpack the biggest shakeup in one of the wildest celebrity legal battles ever. Let's rewind. If you haven't been following this case, here's the quick recap. Sean Diddy Combs, the legendary rapper and media mogul, has been at the center of some horrifying allegations. We're talking about sex trafficking, racketeering, and even coercion, involving over 120 alleged victims. This isn't your typical tabloid scandal. It's a case that could redefine how we hold celebrities accountable for their actions. And here's where the bombshell hits. Damen Williams, the U.S. attorney who's been leading the charge, just announced he's resigning effective December 13th, 2024. Williams has a resume that screams powerhouse. He's taken on everyone from Wall Street execs to Ghislaine Maxwell. So losing him at such a critical moment? Yeah, it's a big deal. So here's where we're at. On December 11th, just 2 days before Williams leaves, the stay on Diddy's case will expire. That means court proceedings will kick back into gear with tons of evidence and allegations waiting to hit the courtroom. What kind of evidence, you ask? Let me break it down. Federal prosecutors have collected terabytes of data from Diddy's properties. We're talking videos, documents, and potentially incriminating material that reportedly includes footage of abusive incidents. This is where the accusations start to feel overwhelming. And these aren't just vague claims, folks. The details are chilling. Prosecutors allege that Diddy orchestrated what they call freak-off parties, multi-day events involving coercion, physical abuse, and control tactics that sound straight out of a crime drama. Victims say they were lured in with promises of career advancement and then trapped through threats, violence, and surveillance. Worse yet, Diddy allegedly recorded much of this, using the footage as blackmail. Now here's why Damen Williams' leaving matters. This guy has been a legal powerhouse, known for handling high-stakes cases with precision. From busting Wall Street fraud to convicting Ghislaine Maxwell, he's someone you'd want on a case as massive and sensitive as this one. His departure raises questions about whether the prosecution will lose momentum. Can Edward Kim, his interim replacement, bring the same fire? And will Jay Clayton, who's more known for corporate law, step up when he eventually takes over? The jury's out, literally. Could this change derail the case? That's what critics are worried about. Transitions like this can slow down investigations, shift priorities, or even lead to plea deals that don't reflect the severity of the crimes. But others argue that the evidence is so overwhelming, it'll carry the case regardless of who's in charge. And let's not forget the voices at the heart of this case, the alleged victims. Thanks to the Adult Survivors Act, many of these individuals have been able to come forward, even years after the alleged abuse took place. This law temporarily lifted the statute of limitations.
This was something else that they talked about, that there are 25...
Diddy's defense team giving a preview of their version.
Meanwhile, the public's reaction has been a mix of outrage and exhaustion. On one hand, people are demanding accountability, not just for Diddy, but for the entire culture that allows powerful men to abuse their positions. On the other hand, some are skeptical that this case will result in real justice, especially given how long it's taken to get here. Remember, these allegations date back as far as 2008, and the first charges weren't filed until 2024. Why the delay? Prosecutors say it's about building a rock-solid case, but critics argue it's yet another example of the system dragging its feet when it comes to high-profile figures. So, what's next? The clock is ticking. December 11th marks the lifting of the stay, and all eyes will be on the courtroom. Will Edward Kim maintain the intensity of the case? Will Jay Clayton's corporate background hinder or help as he steps into one of the most high-profile cases in the country? And will Diddy's legal team pull out another wildcard defense? These are the questions we'll be watching in the weeks ahead. All right, we've covered the prosecutor's shakeup, the allegations, and what's at stake. But trust me, there's so much more to this story. Want to know the most jaw-dropping allegations against Diddy? Like the secret recordings and the shocking testimonies that made headlines? Check out our next video, the top 5 allegations against P Diddy. Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below, and let us know. What do you think will happen next? Let's keep this conversation going.